Let us learn how to answer open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are a challenge for most of the students. Let's now see some of the question types under open-ended questions. Let's understand how it is and what is expected by the examiner. What is it that the examiner is looking forward to when they use some specific terms in your open-ended question, and how you should be answering? The first one we will see is, let's say, the question, what is the relationship? What is the relationship between two things, two objects given or two experiments given? Or what is the relationship between the number of leaves in a plant and photosynthesis? Or it can be the number of coils around the iron rod and the electromagnetic strength. It can be anything. So what exactly is the examiner looking for? The examiner is looking for you to identify the changed variable. For example, the first example I gave you was the plant, the number of leaves, and the photosynthesis. What are the changed variable? The number of leaves, isn't it? One experiment may have one setup which may have fewer leaves and the other one will have more leaves. Or in the second example I gave you is the number of coils around the iron rod and the electromagnetic strength. So what is the changed variable? Most often, it is the number of coils. Identify the changed variable as number 1. Next, we look for trend and pattern. What do you mean by the trend in the pattern? Look for, has the photosynthesis process increased or decreased? Or how does it increase? Does it keep increasing? Or does it keep decreasing? Or does it increase at a certain level and then its same? Or is it a wavy pattern you're going to see? What is the trend or pattern you will be seeing when you change a certain variable? So that is something you have to identify. Okay, and what happens between different tests in one setup? What is the trade? Is it increasing? In setup 2, is it going to be always decreasing? So you have to look for trends. So these are the things that they are looking for. When do they ask what is the relationship between setup A and setup B? Or when something is when there is the number of coils around the iron rod increases or decreases. What happens? What is the relationship? So this is what the examiner is looking at. Okay. This is one type of question. In the second type of question, if you understand the question correctly, if you know what the examiner is looking for, you will be able to answer accordingly. The second type of question is to compare setup A and setup B. Here I will just use setup A and setup B so that it's easier for you to understand. It is general. Whatever questions they ask, or compare, you will be able to still answer. When they ask you to compare, they are asking you to identify the similarities and the differences. When you want to compare, what do you do when you compare your thing? Hey, I'm as tall as you. I am as smart as you, or I am smarter than you. I am shorter than you. So you compare. You see both differences and similarities. So when you compare, you have to talk about both similarities and differences between the two setups. Then, you can use some keywords. What are the keywords? You can use words like both. For example, both setup A and setup B have been kept under sunlight. Something done in photosynthesis is kept under sunlight. So this is the similarity. Both setup A and setup B. And then let's say you want to talk about the differences. However, setup A has fewer leaves compared to setup B. So this is the difference. So, I have spoken about the similarity and spoken about differences. This is how you're going to answer. Okay, I can give you another example. Let's say they are talking about some animals which give birth to young alive. and some animals that lay eggs. Let's say animal A reproduces by laying eggs. But animal B reproduces by giving birth to young alive. So this is how you like us saying the difference here. This is also comparable. You can learn and get a clear understanding on how to answer more of these open-ended questions at DoerDo. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.